Hello,
Hello, welcome.
I
Okay,
can't hear you.
welcome to Nigeria Freedom Radio. Thank you for joining me,
Yes,
Arwaz. Is that okay if I call you Arwaz?
yes, it will be fine.
All right. So the question is democracy good?
I don't think so. Actually, I am from India, and as you know, that India is a democratic country. But you can see that we have gained independence in 1947, and from there till now, what is our progress? I mean, what and the corruption in our country is rising every day, and the main reason for the crime, according to me, main reason is for rise of corruption and crime is due to democracy. As you can see in countries like Saudi Arabia, there are less corruption and less crime because they punish. They don't go to all the law and enforcement to identify a person. So they just decide that either he's guilty or not. They don't post keep it hanging. So according to me, democracy is not. So and sorry for my English because my English is not so good.
It's okay, Arwaz. I am English is also not my native language, so we are all learning. So, um, so if you don't think democracy is good, what is an ideal? What kind of system of government or otherwise would you do you like or do you think is good, is better than democracy? No democracy or with some kind of system? And what's the name of the system?
Actually, I would favor some kind of system, a type of dictate, not exactly dictatorship, but a type of dictatorship in which the main president or whoever the king uh, will should not be of any religion because the according I think so that religion is somehow connected to democracy in my country. Religion is somewhat connected to democracy because we politicians take sides according to their religion, and their actions are mainly focused on according to their religion, and they use religion as a tool for their victory or uh, as a tool for conflict or anything because as you can see that India is currently going on I mean our country that right was in India there are many rights or fight between two people of two different religion, mainly Hindu and Muslims. And the main reason for that fight and the right is because of the politicians. So I would favor dictatorship, but the president should be of no uh, religion.
I see. So you would prefer a dictatorship, but not religious dictatorship like military
Like military, yes,
or king, or like based on monarchy, like king or queen.
or like someone who is wise enough to rule, like Barack Obama or Elon Musk,
I see. So
because they don't take sides and their vision are long term for the benefit of whole human race.
okay, so you want a dictatorship that doesn't take sides. Do you want
Yes.
that dictatorship to dictate the laws, to make the laws for you, or allow you to make your own laws?
No, he that will make the laws for us like any other dictatorship, but the law should be uh, well defined. I mean, they should be good, not that whatever he think that uh, uh, I mean that if he thinks the king thinks that theft, I mean the punishment for theft is death. I don't think that it is a good law. I mean that law should be, and he should make the laws, because if he us the opportunity to make laws, because 99% of all human race are not wise enough to decide the fate of others or the laws.
I
So he should be wise enough to take make new laws.
I see. So, like for example, do you think this dictator should provide education or should allow you to provide education?
Should, I mean he should allow us to provide education, and he should provide education. I mean both the answers are okay for with me.
How if okay, if you would also want him to provide, him or her to provide education, how do you expect him or her to get revenue? What ways do you want him to tax you, or how do you want the money that the dictator needs to use to provide you education?
Sorry, I don't get it. Can you repeat it? Can you repeat
Yeah,
the question?
absolutely. So you said it's okay if the dictator provide education, right?
Yes.
How do you expect the dictator to pay for the education? Do you want the dictator to tax you, to ask you to pay money by force? Or how do you expect the dictator to earn revenue to pay for the school?
Like he should tax us, or we would give him the money. I mean that he should open schools and institutions for education, and if someone want to go to there and learn things or study there, they will pay all by themselves. The government don't, the dictator don't have to tax us. I mean, if someone wants to just waste their life roaming here and there and doing things that are completely waste of time, that's their decision. So why should he give the money for education to government, to dictator, if he isn't using that service?
Okay. So really, so that means you do not, from what I understand, you do not want this dictator to have so much powers. So why don't you tell me what kind of powers exactly do you want this dictator to have? What kind of powers? Can you give me one example or two of the powers you want this dictator to have?
Actually, like um, he can um, this he can make course that will uh, he can he will punish anyone who will try to uh, steal money from him, or like government, or that it's he will punish whoever try to promote corruption, and in fast way. I mean, I don't mean that he will hangs the case in pending for at least 5 years, and then decide what that the person is guilty or not. He will just decide, find the evidence, and give him punishment.
Okay, so basically,
And he can do many things.
go ahead, please.
Yes.
Go
Hello.
ahead, please. Go ahead.
And there's and like he will, if he wants that, if he thinks that any religion is, any particular religion is growing too much and is currently achieving the state of majority and is trying to uh, suppress other religion, then he can take action on that religion, like destroy his mm, temples or mosques or churches. Not people, just their beliefs. Actually, I don't like religion very much. That's why.
Yeah, I noticed that.
In short, I think he should be like Barack Obama. I really like that guy, and I really support him. But he should be like Barack Obama.
Okay, so from what I am understanding, let me summarize what you said, because I wanted to get an angle that I need to talk to you about the question. Because for me, democracy is not good. Any kind of dictatorship is not good. Anything, at any point where someone will rule over you without your choice, I don't like it. So, for example, the dictator you mentioned, it looks like he will have power over the justice system. I don't like that. You also mentioned if certain religion is becoming powerful, he could use his power to stop them. I don't like that.
Yes.
And the reason is no one has a right to rule you without your consent. No one. Not a king, not a queen, not Obama. No one has a right to rule over you without your consent. So you have to tell me that, Adamu, I want you to rule over me. And people have to agree. Everyone has to agree before that is legitimate. Otherwise, that is not legitimate. So, for example, I've been asking you, trying to get a point where when you said they can provide school, so I ask you, how can they provide the school? How can they get the money? You say when they build, but they need the money to build. And if they are going to tax you, which I think you said no, taxing is bad because not everybody will agree on the tax.
Yes.
So that is my take on democracy. Democracy is bad because not everybody will agree on a topic. And so you can't have that system. You have to have a system where everybody agrees, and that system is called freedom, where you do what you want, you provide your education, I do what I want, I provide my education.
Yes. But like India, where democracy is for about 60, 70 years, our country is not developed. I mean, the money is transferred from the government, but it can't reach the state or cities so that it can be developed. I mean, the middlemen or the politicians take all the money, and because of it all happens because of democracy. That's why politicians have rise so much and gained so much power, and they just took money and turned them into black and deposit them in Swiss bank. It's not good. I mean,
it's not. I totally agree with you.
You get.
Sorry, we are coming to the end of the program. So yeah, I agree with you. Democracy is not good. So also any kind of system that will take place without the consent of everybody involved. So thank you very much, Arwaz. Thank you for Arwaz. Thank you for being on Nigeria Freedom Radio.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.